Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about which cards you should keep, evolve, dust, awaken, power up, which cards you should focus on. And if you are a collector, I have some bad news for you. Honestly, collecting the cards, yeah, it's cool, but the reality is they're never going to make those cards valuable again. Like, as you can see here, my deck that I have right now with the Night Suns and the X-Tab and Cecilia, I honestly think that they have stealth nerfed this deck, because I used to run through people in Guild versus Guild. I used to kill all the Wardens, but now I feel like I can't even kill anybody even with this deck. And I think they're slightly nerfing these cards like a stealth nerf, because I used to take out people that were much higher in defense, and now I can't even seem to do that. So what cards you should keep and level up with the new intensity mechanic that they introduced to this game? They're trying to change the meta. So gem spawners and power gem spawners, yeah, they're gonna be good, but I think going into the future, as you can see by these events, that the boss's health is going up and everything is pretty much changing. Everything is more focused on intensity, the relics. And let me just quickly touch on relics, because this is a question that I get a lot. What relics should I keep? To give you an example, any relic, and I think this is always going to happen, any relic that creates 4 power fire gem or any type of affinity gem, as long as it's creating 4 gems at the beginning of the battle, is worth getting and keeping, because you only need to buy the tier 1 and tier 2 to get the relic. And if you can get more, if you can afford it, if you want to spend that many gems, get it, and it's gonna be worth it. So I'm pretty sure you have seen from my Forge Boss videos and my other videos where I'm getting, like, I have like 4 relics, 3 relics, 2 relics, and it makes a huge difference to where you can do amazing damage and have all of your skills powered up right in the beginning, and then it makes the rest of the fight a lot easier. So those are the type of relics you want to focus on and get. As far as your cards, only Wardens should be Awoken, in my opinion, unless it's gonna be like Legends. As you can see, I have Keta Ascended, and I would definitely awake her if I can get the materials to do so and all of that. That's gonna be like my focus. Now, for Legends, it's my personal goal to have all the Legends Ascended and Awoken. Now, that's gonna take a lot of time, a lot of money, but that's just, I don't even know if I'll ever do it in my lifetime, because that's just kind of ridiculous to me. And especially since I am, working with the gems that I have, so it's gonna be pretty ridiculous, and it's one of my goals for this game. It's like something that I hope to do, but I don't think it'll ever happen. So with the Wardens, especially for Guild versus Guild, you want to awaken those if you can. The water wisp and the other wisp that they have for the other infinities, that's another thing that they have coming out. If you can afford to get those and basically awaken your Wardens and any other power decks that you have. Like, for example, if I can get a lot of fire wisp, I would awaken the hell out of all of these Night Suns, X-Tab, Cecilia, because this is like my favorite deck, regardless of the stealth nerf or not, which I think they did, I'm not sure. But it's not like we getting patch notes or what's going on with this game. We never know what's going on with this game as far as quality of life updates goes. But definitely Wardens, you want to awaken and evolve, power up. You should focus on that. Get a strong defender GVG team, and when you're trying to join better guilds, your Guild versus Guild defender lineup will also be the difference maker if you're going to be in an amazing guild or an okay guild. And then on top of that, the only reason I have it awoken 4 times and I can actually awaken again is telling me. And I'm not going to waste that many mana just to have, that's another thing. Don't just awaken because you have a lot of mana. Be smart about it, think about it, and you only want to awaken heroes once they are 6 stars. Do not awaken earlier. If you level them up or evolve them after you awaken, the awaken goes away, so you just wasted all that mana. So it has to be 6 stars, and then you should awaken. I got a lot of these priestesses. That's the only reason I went ahead and evolved, awakened her 4 times, because this is how I want to set up and use my water deck for the time being. It sucks I only have 2 relics, because if I had more relics for this one, I would do some incredible things with this deck. But this is how I wanted to keep it. I didn't want all those priestesses, and so I went ahead and awakened that 4 times. So basically, Wardens and anything you get, anything that you're gonna be sure that you're gonna use in the future for future events, for guild versus guild, whatever, awaken it, because you plan on keeping it. If you plan on keeping it, awaken it. Same thing with the Wicked Witch. I hated this deck because I couldn't get the mummy, but I went ahead and awakened that Sigrid, whatever. I got multiple copies of these, and I went ahead and awoken that. The Night Sun, I had an extra one, and again, the Night Sun, you might be saying, oh, why would you awaken it? But I have the perfect deck, and that's how I'm going to stick with it. So the extra Night Sun, instead of dusting it, I'm going to awaken it to make it more powerful. Everything else that you end up getting, you want to go ahead and keep. Legends, you should keep if you want to make a legend deck in the future. And by what I mean by that is, I wonder if I can sort it. Not event skill. Oops. I wonder if I can sort it by legend and show you what I'm trying to get at. So with legends, Keta, Elmar, Dogen, Ray, did I say Elmar? Yes, I did. And Aline, whatever. Those 5 cards for each affinity, I plan to have a full deck of all of them. So if you plan on doing that, do it. If not, I don't really see a point in having these legends. They just take up a lot of space, and it's not worth it spending gems to get more space in the cards. So you should, if you plan on doing something like that, keep them. If not, honestly, they're not that great. I don't see what the big deal is for keeping them. I mean, they only give 200% damage and HP for all certain affinity heroes. Like Almar, all dark heroes is 160 damage and HP. But when you get the event cards, they're 300% damage and HP. So honestly, and then look, attack all enemies for 400% attack. Attack doesn't matter if you don't have the gems to back it up. Plain and simple. That's how this game works. If you do not have the gems, there's no point in these type of skills. So I never focus on, if it says something like that, like attack all enemies for 2000% attack and that's it or whatever, I never get those cards. They don't interest me. You need gem spawners. You need gems in this game to continue on. Because yeah, you can do one big attack, but then what are you going to do for the rest of the fight? There's no point. So you want to keep those if that's something you're planning on doing. That's something I planned on doing, but I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on with that. You basically want to try to keep all commanders you get, all wardens you get, all slayers, and all legends. Those are the cards that you want to keep: wardens, slayers, legends, commanders, any and bounty hunter to a certain degree. If you'd like doing bounty hunter, go for it. If not, I personally don't, ever since they made it so difficult. I think they said they were planning on fixing the difficulty of the bounty hunter dungeon, but until they do that, there's no point. So yeah, you want to keep those 4 or 5 traits for the cards, and everything else you can pretty much get rid of. And I'm gonna go ahead and be dusting. So what I like to do is have one deck that I'm gonna stick with. So in Water Affinity, these are the only cards I plan on using going into the future, and obviously the Lothar for my, defender. Everything else I can pretty much dust. That's water. So if I go into my water tab, I can see all the heroes that I have collected. Now, if I'm never going to use them, there's no point in me holding on to them, because Network is never going to allow the old cards to be used again in future events. When new events come out, all the cards go back to a 4 times multiplier. They don't stay at the 10 times multiplier. That's only for the current event that's going on. And then they too go back to being a 4 times multiplier. So they are in the business of making money. They don't really care about the free-to-play players. So none of this stuff, being a collector, doesn't matter, because ultimately you're going to end up doing what I'm doing. I'm at 165. A lot of people don't even go that high. And me, I like to kind of hoard my cards. I like collecting them, keeping them. But honestly, all of this stuff, like Icarus, I'm just going to awaken, I believe. There's no point in me having that many Icaruses, especially because the cooldown on this is 7 turns. You're not even going to be alive for 7 turns most likely, depending on what you're doing. So you can only use the skill once and then it's useless. So what I'm gonna do, because it's gonna take, I don't want this video to be too long, but I'm gonna like go ahead and be dusting a lot of my cards. You know, I'm gonna dust this recruit here, dust this card. I'm gonna keep Keta for right now because I plan on doing something. This card, I think it's really cool. I don't know why, I just like it. I'm gonna hold on to this for right now. I think it's like rare to me anyways. I don't know. This I'm just gonna dust, it doesn't matter. This I'll hold on to. I'll dust Poseidon, I believe. Slightly increase water effectiveness against fire for 1 turn, and for all heroes, does not stack with itself. Who cares? Dust. I'll hold on to this. Probably dust this Warden even though I have 2 of them, but I'll see. I think my Lothar is much stronger, so that's another thing. Your Wardens, you're gonna keep getting Wardens with these events. You should really keep the best ones that you plan on using and stick with them. And the new ones, if their counter skills and skills are not good, like Toxin, my Sphinx has Toxin and it's Awoken 1 time, so there's no point of me keeping this. So I'll most likely dust these 2. This was from the previous event. I'll probably dust this one too. Doesn't look like it does anything good to me, so I'm just gonna probably dust that too. And then yeah, like all these old cards, the Butcher, I loved this card when it first came out, but now I don't like this card because I'm never even gonna use it. So basically you just want to go ahead and keep the cards that you plan on using for the future, awaken those, evolve those, and focus on the current event. You know, that's the biggest thing. You want to focus on the cards that are from the current event and evolve those, power them up, and only use those. Don't waste your materials like your essence. For example, let me show you something really quick. Like for example here, if I want to evolve this, that takes a 6-tiered dark essence. If I don't plan on using this and awakening my, my genie, I don't even know if I have them in my defenders setup. I don't, because I use the Goblin King and I already have that awoken once. So if I don't plan on using that, why am I evolving it? Don't waste materials on things that you're never going to use or it's not being used in the current event right now. Save your materials, save your mana because it's crucial. And don't just awaken and power up and level up stuff because you want to, because you have the materials to. Save it, be smart about it, and only use your materials and mana when it's needed. You want to power up and level up the event cards, because if you plan on participating in the event, those are necessary. And then after that, if you plan on having like a legend deck, like I stated, focus on those, but don't make it a priority, because it's not going to do you good. You're going to end up evolving something, and then when the event comes out, you might not have that essence anymore. And then you have to farm the, what's it called? The trials, not the trials, the dungeon. So right now it's the weekend, so you have the Temple of Gold, but then you'll have like the Earth Dungeon and the Light Dungeon come out, and then, you'll end up spending a lot of gems just to farm those to get the essence to go ahead and evolve the current event cards that you're going to be using. So that's all I have for this video. I hope it made sense. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight that your old cards basically don't matter unless you plan on building decks around them and using them. Dust, like these random cards that you get from doing the quest, like quick looting any quest that you do, you should delete the cards that you get like these. I'm never gonna use this. There's no point in keeping this, so I'm just gonna dust it. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys learned something. If you have any more questions, leave me a comment and I will definitely get back to you. Also, I have a giveaway going on, so it's my previous video. Go watch that one. I'll leave a link in the description below. All you have to do is subscribe, like, and comment on that video, not this video, on that video, and you'll be entered. And most likely I'll be doing the giveaway. I'll be delivering the code for the $15 Android or Apple, Google Play Store or App Store tomorrow, and we'll see who the winner is. Good luck to you guys if you are participating, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.